Hi everyone. Indian economy is the first paper of JIB. Now we are going to discuss Unit 8 of Module A in Indian economy. The Unit 8 chapter is Foreign Trade Policy, Foreign Investments and Economic Development. So let us discuss on this topic. What are the objectives we are going to discuss in this chapter? Foreign trade policy, structural changes during 1990s, foreign trade policy 2015 to 20, challenges to be addressed in upcoming FTP, FDIs, FFIs and recent trends, economic development versus economic growth, importance of economic development as a dimension. These are the topics we are going to discuss in this chapter. Next, first, what is the first topic here? Foreign trade policy. What do you mean by foreign trade policy? It is nothing but economic policy that governs an economic's export and import activity. Foreign trade policy is nothing but a policy which governs export and import activity. What are the critical components of economic process? It is foreign trade policy, foreign investment policy. Okay. What are the components of economic processes? It is foreign trade policy and foreign investment policy. What are the structural changes during 1990 in foreign trade policy? Prior to 1991, following to 1991. First, before 1991, Indian economy was protected by high tariffs and taxes. High tariff and taxes. Foreign investment was not permitted in India, in addition to significant quantitative restrictions. Before 1991, there should be high tariffs and also foreign investment was not permitted in India because there are so many restrictions for that, so that there is no investment in India from their foreign. Following to 1991, liberalized industrial trade strategy some were formed under the pressure of international agencies as part of the stabilization and structural adjustment program. Next, foreign trade policy 2015 to 2020. Remember this year, they may confuse you by giving different years. When it was launched in April 1st, 2015. And also what this foreign trade policy will provide? Promoting goods and services exports as well as employment generation. As there is an export, then there will be a generation of employment, right? And value addition in the economy. The main aim of foreign trade policy 2015 to 21 is to increase India's merchandise and service exports from 460 in the year 2013 to 14. The exports are $465 billion. It has been increased to $900 billion by 2019 to 20. This is the main aim of this foreign trade policy 2015 to 20. It is also it has another aim. What is that? To increase India's share of global exports from 2% to 3.5%. Their aim is it have to increase 2% to 3.5%. In foreign trade policy, two schemes were introduced. What are they? MEIS, SCIS. What is MEIS? It is merchandise exports from India scheme. And SCIS is service exports from India scheme. What is merchandise exports from India scheme? Is nothing but exporting products to designated destinations, right? Sorry, it's designated destinations. Okay. What is services exports from India? Is nothing but promoting exports of designated services. Here services and here destinations. This is the main difference. Next, what are the silent features of foreign trade policy 2015 to 20? Here we are going to discuss in foreign trade policy. Just remember these things because they may give what are the features of foreign trade policy of 2015 to 20. We have to choose the correct answer. Here they have 5 different schemes introduced for merchandise exports. What are they? It's focus product scheme, market linked focus product scheme, focus market scheme, agriculture infrastructure incentive script, Vishesh Krishi Gram Udyog Yojana, VKGUY. What is this? Vishesh Krishi Gram Udyog Yojana. Now, these five, these five merged into one single scheme. What is that single scheme? MAIS. What we have learned there, it is the exporting to designated destinations, right? Exporting products to designated destinations. These five schemes as merged to one MAIS. SAS was applied to service providers location in India instead of Indian service providers. Next, what are the features of scripts? These were fully transferable scripts. Who issued these? Under exports from India schemes for payment of customs. These have been given. And also business leaders who have succeeded in international trade, contributed to the country's overseas trade, or recommended to be recognized as status holders and given special treatment, and also to facilitate the trade transactions, reducing transaction cost and time. The main features of FTP is there are 5 schemes, and these 5 schemes has been converted to one scheme, which is MEIS. In SEIS, instead of Indian service providers, it has been to service providers located in India. Next, boost how this FTP 2015 to 20 helps in Make in India program. Boost to Make in India. Initiatives to assist the ingenious capital goods manufacturing industry. And also under the EPCG plan, which is Export Promotion Capital Goods Plan, capital goods were purchased from domestic producers. The particular export obligation was decreased to 75%. Here is a decrease to 75%. Trade facilitation and easy of doing business. Okay, easy of doing business. What it defines? Hard copies of application and specified papers which are formally registered for incentives programs and duty exemption schemes were no longer required. In trade facilitation and ease of doing business, no hard copies is required here, and also duty exemption schemes, these are not required. Landing paperwork for export consignments were allowed to be submitted digitally as evidence for designated markets. Here there is the old methods which are hard copies are nothing much important here. Here the required landing paperwork for export consignments, and also once permanent records or documents are uploaded in the exporter-importer profile, there was no need to provide copies with each application. Hope everyone understands this point. Dedicated email address were established for speedier and paperless contact with other DGFT groups such as the Norms Committee and the Exim Facilitation Committee. Next, e-commerce exports of handloom products, books, periodicals, leather footwear, toys and customized fashion garments. These are able to get benefit of MEIS. How much? The value should be up to 25,000. And also manufacturers who are also status holders. These are also have agreements. This approved exporter system will help manufacture exports get faster access of international markets. And also a number of steps have been taken for encouraging manufacturing and exports under 100% EOU EHTP schemes. The steps include a fast track clearance facility, and also 108 MSME clusters under what is the use of 108 MSME clusters? These are helpful to boost exports. According to Niryat Bandhu scheme, the main objective has been galvanized and repositioned to achieve the objectives of Skill India. It helps for Skill India. Trade facilitation and enhancing are the major focus areas in the new FTP, which is foreign trade policy. One of the major objective is to move towards paperless working in the 24/7 environment. This is the main aim. If they ask you what is the main objective of FTP, you have to say that paperless working in 2024/7. Next, challenges to be addressed in upcoming FTP. We have earlier discussed 2 times and GOE extended for the 3rd time. stability to exporters during the pandemic, and also products having high import orientation from few countries, especially China, need to be diversified. India needs to diversify its trading partners, both export markets and import sources, and find alternate high value products due to scale, complementary economies, and spreading risk. FDI, foreign direct investment. It is an investment made in a country by a foreign investor to control the ownership of an entity. Here, investment made in a country to control the ownership of an entity. It is a key engine of economic growth, maintaining high growth rates, enhancing productivity, and generate employment. Defense, construction, these are the sectors that have been leveraged. Net FDI has increased from 3.7 billion to 36.6 billion. This value is nothing much important. Next, in FDI there is a two types, which is automatic route FDI, government route FDI. In automatic route FDI, foreign entity doesn't require the prior approval of the government. In automatic, it doesn't need prior approval of government or the RBI because it automatically done. Okay, but these investors have to follow two-stage reporting process. Okay, for the Indian economy, it's required to report to the Foreign Exchange Department, under whose jurisdiction its registered office is located, within 30 days of receipts of share application money. Here it's 30 days. Second, we have discussed here, it should have two-stage reporting process, right? First stage is, it has to be registered within 30 days of receipt of share application. 30 days of receipt of share application. And the second, upon issue of shares to non-resident investors, the company is required to submit required documentation with the Foreign Exchange Department and also regional office concerned of the RBI. For example, medical devices up to 100%, thermal power up to 100%. These are come under automatic route FDI. Now we are going to discuss government route FDI. Here, foreign investment in activities not covered by the automatic route requires prior approval permission. Where approval is needed is government. Where approval is not needed is automatic. Here, these proposals are reviewed by relevant administrative ministry. And also proposes total foreign equity infusion of more than 5,000 crore require clearance from the Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs. FDI from Pakistan is also placed under government route. Here these are the examples, such as broadcasting content services 49, food products retail trading. These need approval from RBI or government, but medical and thermal, they didn't need approval from RBI or government. Next, types of FDI. There are three types of FDI. First one is greenfield FDI. It is a sort of investment in which a parent corporation establishes a subsidiary in the destination country. Here, a parent company which establishes a subsidiary in the destination country. In some other country, it has a subsidiary like MC Donald's, Hyundai India, Pepsi India are examples of greenfield FDI. What is brownfield FDI? It is an investment in which multinational corporation buys stock in an established firm in the host country, like Daiichi Sankyo of Japan acquired Ram Banks India. Joint venture based on an agreement, a foreign company and a local company join up to share investment, technology, profits and so on. Hero Honda. This is much more important because they may ask a question here. What is greenfield? It is nothing but parent corporation establishes a subsidiary in the destination country. It builds operations from the scratch. What is brownfield? It is nothing but multinational corporation buys stock in an established firm in the host country. What is joint venture? It is nothing but an agreement between a foreign company and a local company to share investment, technology, profits and many more. Next, what are the service sectors which prohibited FDI? Lottery business, which includes government, private lottery, online lotteries, etc., gambling, betting, as well as casinos, cheat funds, Nidhi company, trading in TDS, transferable development rights, real estate business, construction of farmhouse, Real estate businesses doesn't include development of townships, construction of residential commercial premises, manufacturing of cigarettes of tobacco, activities not open to private sector investment, atomic energy, and railway operations. These are the things prohibited, FDI prohibited sectors. Next, FII, foreign institutional investment, refers to short-term capital invested in stocks or hedge funds. It is generally volatile and the possibility of capital flight is always there in a case of economic slump. Next, portfolio investment program allows foreign institutional investors, NRIs, and PI, which is persons of Indian origin, to invest in India's primary and secondary capital markets. Who called as PIO? Person of Indian origin. NRI, the sons or daughters, the children of NRI, or the NRI who married. These are the persons we called PIO. Or grandchildren. These are the persons we call PI, person of Indian origin. There are registered FIIs with SEBI. FIIs should be registered with SEBI. This percent is nothing important. India has developed primary and secondary markets. India has attracted FIIs, FPIs. Next, geopolitical instability. The Russian-Ukraine dispute means the fight. COVID-related uncertainties have resulting in a capital flight during 2011 to 21 to 22. Next, we are discussing here differences between FDI and FII. What is the FDI? It goes directly into missions and goods or services. It is a long-term perspective. It contributes into GDP of the growth by way of production of goods and services. It is a stable in nature. It depends upon microeconomic profile. It is of different types like greenfield, investment, brownfield, joint ventures. These are the types of FDI. What is FFI? It is short-term equity. It's short-term perspective. It's long. It is short. It is long. It is short. Hope understood. It is generally volatile in nature. It depends upon the arbitrage. It is also called hot money and takes the form of hedge funds. Economic development. Economic development is defined as a sustained improvement in a society's material well-being. Apart from national income growth, it encompasses social, cultural, political, and economic developments that contribute to material progress. What is economic growth? It is a process by which economy, actual national and per capita income grows over time. The process is called economic growth and the improvement is called development, economic development. Economic growth is a restricted term. Next, this is going to be our last slide of this unit 8. Differences between economic growth and economic development. What is economic growth? As I said, it is the process, increment in amount of goods and services produced in an economy. What is economic development? Refers to the rejection and elimination of poverty. By these only we can say that we have developed, right? And next, economic growth, just take a slide of this and just read once and make your concept clear. Economic growth in single dimensional in nature as it only focuses on income of the people. In economic development, it is multi-dimensional in nature. I will mark the main differences. Just remember. In economic growth, increasing in real national income. Here, improvement. Increase in national income. Here, improvement in living standards, life expectancy. Economic growth focuses on production of goods and services. Economic development focuses on distribution of resources. It is single dimensional and it is multi-dimensional. Indicators of economic growth are GDP, GNI, per capita income. And for economic development, it's HDI, Human Development Index, Human Poverty Index, Gini coefficient, Gender Development Index, balance of trade, physical quality of life. Economic growth will refers to increasing in production. Increase in productivity refers to economic development. These are the differences. Everyone just watch the video once. Hope everyone understood this. If anyone like this session, please, if anyone who understand this, like the session and subscribe the channel. Thank you everyone.